Hank described his accident, and Benjamin summed it up, blowing a bundle. Could get that condo or whole Florida beach if you want. I couldn't. Could if you were of a right mind. To not believe in myself anymore? Benjamin said, eggs are broken for omelets. Hank and I said, what? But exactly then, a woman screamed from south of us on Greenwich. Help, help us, help me, help, help. We flew on the bikes past Benjamin, who stayed right behind us, and the elder business girl was so shaking scared, her uncontrollable yelling for help couldn't stop. Hank grabbed both her shoulders and got her temporarily focused by planting what in her head. Then she hopped dramatically down the street, motioning for us to follow. Please, come please. I was thrown out of that limousine. My friend is locked in with that fiend. He has these things. Past her up the street, the car was rocking. Then just before we reached it, the other girl flew out the back, and the mobile throne squealed its wheels out of there. And Hank was first, but the scraped girl drew away, insisting she could help herself. Upright, she flashed the universal hand signal of personal aggravation, screaming, "Miracone!" Her friend laughed nervously. Then the prostitute animated her face at the three wise men Hank softly described us as so she wouldn't hear. Giving us the treatment, she loudly said, "Who are you guys?" "Innocent bystanders," Hank said. So the sweet 16 grunted to her friend, "You know them?" Now the alarm ringer rang. No, as if this just concerned them. Caring less, they turned their backs on us and walked close together in the middle of the street back toward Hellfire. Expecting at least that, Benjamin grinned and stated the obvious, back to work. But halfway back, the harlot princess turned on us, screaming, "Don't follow us, I'll call the police." Benjamin stepped on the sidewalk, making sure he'd pass. He said, "Go right ahead, we have explanations for being here." "Look," she said, sizing us up. Already past her, Benjamin would have none of it and raised his voice to be heard. "Look yourself. Your partner notified the entire neighborhood your safety was at risk. You've made enough tonight. Why don't you bum around somewhere else? Stop imposing your highnesses on me." Then Ben trotted ahead. She'd heard it before and judged the two faces she was left with, pondering which attitude offered less resistance. She nominated Hank. Confronted one-on-one, Hank said, "You are a lovely young woman. No doubt your decision to be here is a solution of some sort. We'll walk you back. We didn't mean harm. My friend was just frustrated, running from his job to help." In steps, she said, "I understand. I'm sorry." And Hank continued what most would think of as normal conversation, except with a prostitute. He said, "What year's school are you in?" Her response was ironically sweet. "Don't patronize me." So of course Hank replied, "I apologize. I like that your reprimand, patronize, has 3 syllables. She lit up. "Ah, definitely. You're a goody two-shoes of some kind, aren't you? What do you do for a living?" Hank puffed his chest, pausing his delivery. "I am a bike messenger." The young woman's jaw dropped. Her brain kicked into gear, wondering how she'd become a part of such an implausibility. She said, "Who are you to talk so superior to me? You're beneath everyone." Then she grinned, pointing at me. "Who's he?" "Mine." So Hank saying "my lawyer" lightened everyone's moment but mine. "I know," she said, still laughing. "You're comedians looking for material." But Hank ignored the farce, saying, "You only look 16. You're an adult capable of more than this hobby." She said, "True, but I have no hang-ups like I'm sure you two do." In step with Hank, some silken hair was tossed across her face, accentuating her seductive talent for offering closer friendship. Then on cue, from Hellfire's entrance, Benjamin called out, "Yo, looks like you two made up." She grinned and had a cute answer. "We're not making out yet, but your friend made an impression." Ben said he gets under everyone's skin. "But don't get your hopes up. I've never seen a bigger prude." Hank laughed. Thanks for the reference. I was afraid I'd misled. Hardly, she said. I'm only trying to give you hope, unless your lawyer is your type. Again, everyone laughs but me. It was rude. My mind wandered off from Hank and his hooker, but I was noticing how he wasn't interviewing or just talking with her. They were actually sharing part of an evening, an event Dr. Hammer could wink at, since his personal life notwithstanding. The fact is, his Mezhd Narodnaya hotel in Moscow was a beacon for the higher-end trade. No, I had to see Hank handle this. Then, when my attention returned, events had passed from his control, and Benjamin made an offer they could look into. I heard Ben say, "You two could get jobs downstairs that might be safer." "For less money?" she shrewdly asked. But Benjamin was quick. "Both of you can work, especially tonight when people downstairs got to look at both of you lurking across the street. Finding talent is part of my job." The girls smiled with the pseudo-child's encouraging her back up to offer more to their adventure. Obviously, the screamer never said no to her friend, so their boss answered, "We'll try."